What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to do a little video. I've seen a lot of them on YouTube about 5 or 10 things I hate about my car. I recently bought this used F150. It's 2015. Had 8,500 miles on it when I bought it, and now has 11,594. Pulled our camper to Tennessee with it. Driven all over the place, pulled the trailers, no big deal. I love the truck for the most part. There's definitely a few things that drive me a little bit crazy. First off being the auto start stop, which I have not yet turned off. Every time you come to a stop in this truck, the engine will shut off until you start letting off the brake, and it starts back up. And the only way to disable it is to, every time you start the vehicle, hit the button on the dash to disable it. Now, I get they're trying to save a little bit of fuel by shutting it off at a stoplight, but in the long run, in my head, it sure seems like you'd wear out starters and batteries and everything a lot faster and cost you a lot more money than the little tiny bit of fuel you're going to use sitting at that stop sign. So that's the first thing that drives me nuts about this truck. The next thing would probably be the seatbelt. This seatbelt, as you see, we're in a super cab, so my back doors open like suicide doors, open backwards, and they open all the way to the bed, which is great, like a full 180 degrees. But this seatbelt comes out of the back door back here. So that means when you have your seatbelt on and you're letting somebody out of the back seat, if you don't tell them or they don't notice first, when they go to open that door, it's just going to choke you out. So you've got to take your seatbelt off every time somebody wants to get out of the back door. The next thing is something won't apply to everybody, but for myself, I work in construction and I get dirty and muddy, and this truck came with carpet floor mats, which I've never really understood, considering you've got carpet underneath and then you're just going to put some carpet on top of it for a floor mat. Well, that doesn't fly with me. I get in and out of my truck in the mud, in the snow, in the rain, so I had to go buy some Husky floor liners, which they're great. They hold a little bit of water whenever your feet get wet, but we can live with that. Also, the center console here on my previous truck, which was a 2005 GMC Sierra, this was vinyl. It had a plastic tray in the middle, wrapped on the outsides in vinyl where you set your arm. These trucks are notorious for having dirty center consoles. Even people that don't work outside get dirty. Just your skin rubbing on this material will turn it brown and dirty and just look terrible. So the solution to that is I found these. It's like a fleece cover with elastic on the outside that just slips over and stays on there. Not a big deal, but still, it's just the small things that whenever you buy a newer truck and then you've got to go buy floor mats and seat covers and an armrest cover for it. I didn't think they thought this out very well. And also for me, I'm a pretty average height guy, 5'10" or so, and I would say I have pretty long arms. Whenever I want to hold on to the steering wheel and rest my arm on here, I'm resting it on the plastic part, which kind of digs into my bone. And this is how I drive. It's comfortable for me. So instead, I always have to drive like this, and I have to tell myself to do it. And I don't feel like I have as much control this way. I like to hold on the steering wheel up here. But these are all personal preferences. Another thing that can drive me insane is whenever I'm somewhere, and like I said, I work construction and I pull campers and haul firewood and bicycles and all sorts of stuff in the back of my truck. The locking tailgate. I would rather not have the locking tailgate, or only have it lock if I hit a button to lock it. Because whenever I'm out camping and I'm sitting around a campfire or something, I don't keep my keys and everything on me, and I need some more firewood out of the bed. I go to open it up and it's locked. And then I gotta go inside and find my keys and then open the tailgate. It just seems like a hassle to me. which I don't know if their main reason for doing the locking tailgate is to lock people out of the bed or keep people from stealing your tailgate, but I guess I haven't seen too many trucks running around here with tailgates missing. But those are things that I really don't love about the truck. There's a lot of things that I do love about the truck. I love my heated seats. I love my sliding rear glass. It's one of my favorite little things. Has this been open the whole time? Okay. I love the power this truck has. This is a 2.7 liter EcoBoost, and it really just amazes me how much power this little engine has. Whenever I tell the guys at work they've all got their V8s and 3/4 tons that I have a 2.7 liter, they always laugh and joke and say I bought a truck with half an engine. And I just tell them, well, we can go line them up anytime they want. We'll see what happens. Because this little truck goes. It blow the doors off my old 5.3 Chevrolet Vortec engine. One other thing that I disliked, the truck, when I bought it, sits so low in the stock form. I felt like I was driving a car. So I went and got, actually my wife for Christmas got me a 2.5 inch leveling kit. Raised the front end 2.5 inches, and I raised the back end 1.5 inches. So that way I still have a little bit of forward rake on the truck, because I do tow. And I mean, I like the look of it sitting perfectly level as much as the next guy, but when I go to tow and it squats the back end of the truck, my headlights will be in the air, and it just doesn't look right, doesn't tow right. So I went ahead and raised the back up a little bit too. So now I'm kind of in between the stock stance and a level stance. This truck came with the sprayed bed liner, which I like a lot. It came with the lights in the bed. You hit the button and there's 2 LED lights in the corners, and it turns on your cargo lamp as well. That is really handy. Like I said, if you're camping or something at nighttime, trying to find something in the back of the truck, it's really handy. Just hit that button if you can get to it, because your tailgate's not locked. So that's kind of go together, I suppose. What? The brakes on this truck are fantastic. All-wheel disc brakes. My previous truck had discs in the front, drums in the back. Couldn't hold a candle to this thing when it comes to stopping. Now, with that being said, another thing that I dislike about this truck, and I've always been a Chevy man, I've always made fun of Fords for this, is the brake dust. I don't know what brake pads they use on these trucks, but the brake dust is awful. And I've always noticed it on Ford pickups, newer ones, older ones. Their front wheels especially are covered in brake dust. And that just drives me insane whenever you have chrome wheels and your front wheels look dirty all the time. Especially when I go and pull my camper. Every time I stopped to get gas, I'd have to wipe my wheels off because they were covered in brake dust, which might not bother a lot of people, and it must not, because I sure do see a lot of people running around with their wheels being 2 different colors and looking like shit, in my opinion. I can't hardly stand it. But hey, each their own, right? Let me see if there's anything else on my list here that I'm missing. That's about it. This truck does get pretty good fuel mileage. On the highway, I think I can get around 20, 22. I don't drive the slowest. In the city, probably 18. You take it a little bit easy. I'm at 17.7 right now, but I don't necessarily always drive the easiest or the slowest. I like to get where I'm going. In just a second, we'll stop and get out and take you around the truck and show you the leveling kit that I put on and the difference that it makes. It just makes the truck look like a truck. In my opinion, it should have come from the factory, sitting how it sits now. Older trucks sat so much higher. I know they're trying to get better fuel mileage numbers and all that good stuff, but any little trail or crown in a road or anything like that, or it seems like the front balance is going to be ready to drag. Like you barely cover barely clear a parking block or a curb when you go somewhere, go to the mall, go out to eat. It's something I feel like you shouldn't ever have to worry about on a pickup. I like a pickup to ride like a truck, look like a truck, be able to do just about anything. We'll pull over here. Not the cleanest on the outside. It's been snowing and raining and doing all that nasty stuff, but that's it. But like I was saying, you've got the start stop button there that drives me a little bit crazy. Got to hit that every time you get in the truck. And I've got my fleece cover here. I have some just cheap seat covers right now. So like I said, I get dirty at work every day. And I've got my Husky liner floor mats. You can only imagine what it would look like without those. And like I said, I put the 2.5 inch leveling kit on there. So 2.5 in the front, just a spacer. This is originally what was the top of the strut that would sit up in here, but there's a 2.5 inch, actually it's 1 3/8 thick, but it raised your truck 2.5 inches spacer up there on the strut. Next in line is to get some new tires. I think I'm going to go some 34 inch BF Goodrich all-terrains. And then I've got, if you can see, an 1.25 inch block on the rear there. And sitting on a slope like it is right now, it looks like the front end's sitting a little higher. We're kind of uphill, and I do have a toolbox and some other stuff in the bed that probably weighs a couple 100 pounds. It's a great looking truck. The stance is just so much better now that I put that leveling kit on it. It looks like a pickup. If I put some bigger tires, it'll gain me another inch or so and really stand out. I usually am not a chrome person, but nowadays it seems like everybody's got the painted bumpers and blacked out trucks, and it's almost like you're more unique if you don't have those. So I went with the blue jean color and with the chrome package, and I definitely am ready to get some new bigger tires on here. And I'll show you what I was talking about with the seat belts. Your seat belt comes out of your rear door here, so if you were buckled in and go to open your door, you're going to get choked out. And right now, with the door being open on the truck, even now with the truck running, the tailgate is locked. So that will about drive you nuts. But this is my 2015 2.7 liter ecoboost. Pop the hood real quick. Sorry, it's cold out there. I'm going a little dusty right now. Got the dirt buckets down in there. Little tiny guys. But I guess that's all for this video. Thanks for checking it out. Like and subscribe if you would, please. Thanks.